Hi everyone, it's Kasia. Welcome to Tarot Map. It's August. August is nearly done. The summer is nearly gone in Europe. The time flies, right? So today we're going to catch up and just talk about what's up. What's up with me, my favorite decks, astrology bits, what I was up to. I just want to chat and I hope you share in the comments, what's happening with you. Let's have a little chit chat. All right, so without further ado, I actually didn't get any decks. To be honest, for some unknown to me reason, I feel cured from buying decks. The only deck that's new to me is a deck I actually got from a friend at the festival that we had in our village. So beginning of August started really lovely to me. We had this folk kind of themed Ethnopolana festival in our village, and I was running a workshop there. The workshop was called Who Are You in Tarot? A Fool or a Star? And I might actually do this workshop as a webinar, interactive webinar. So I hope, we can play, because it was really fun to have people live and playing with those archetypal images. And the festival was great. We had so much fun. That was really cool. And there was this girl who created her own animal power cards, and she created them. They called Stworzenia Mocy. They're in Polish, but she's planning to do an English version. She created them in a way that can be used in circles. So she wanted, when people sit in a circle, to come over and pick a card. Everybody would be able to pick an animal card. These ones are the Slavic animals, so these are all the animals, not all of them, but all of these animals live in Poland. Okay, and then she created the explanations on another card. So here there is like a divinatory meaning, and on the back of the cards she also goes into different cultures. So she mentions the Slavic culture, Nordic culture, Celtic culture, and Siberian culture. And the cards, the write-up is really great. It's in Polish, so if you don't speak Polish, that means nothing to you right now. But as I said, she has mentioned to me that she's going to do the English translation of this. This is her own art. It's not AI. She's actually drawing these. And I think it's a cool idea actually to have it on separate cards, because yes, if you're in a circle, you can actually, rather than waiting for a booklet when somebody finishes, you can actually go and sit with your own, description with your own card. So maybe I'm going to show you a couple of these cards so you don't get, I think they're really beautiful. And what's interesting, she also attached some of the constellations, and I recognize a lot of them. There's no constellation on every card, but most of them they have some constellation, and she was surprised that I my attention went straight away to this constellational images, and she goes, oh, not many people notice this. And I'm like, I do. So anyway, this is how they come in, like this little bag. Really beautiful, very easy to carry. It's nice cotton bag, and there were also 2 stickers in there. So this is the only new deck that I have, but some of my favorite decks that I actually used quite a lot in August were, first of all, I went back to the Witch Sister Tarot. This is such a cool deck. One of my favorites, and I didn't really have that much time to play with it when I got it, but now I see that I keep reaching for it more and more. It's quite autumn-like, maybe autumn and winter. I don't know. There's probably all of the seasons in it, right? But I'm drawn to it more in those darker months. It seems so, because now at the end of summer, the weather is shifting. It's still warm, but it's shifting, and you can feel the shift in the air. This deck kind of starts calling. So Witch Sister Tarot, I also kept pulling with it because it looks so nice together. European Goddess and Spirits Oracle deck by Johanna Polle, and I think she kickstarted this deck, so I'm not sure if it's already fulfilled. I know that Kickstarter finished, but I'm not sure if you guys already have this deck or not yet. I have the prototype, but I really enjoy this deck, and I enjoy the companion book that comes with it, and I like the little booklet that comes with the deck as well. So this is a really cool deck, and it's got really beautiful coloring, so it goes very good with the Witch Sister Tarot. This deck just slowly, you know, steals my heart. Seasons of the Witch, I'm loving the folk art that reminds me of Eastern Europe. It's really beautiful, and it's something that I'm thoroughly enjoying. So I keep playing with this deck, pulling cards, you know, adding tarot, and it's just fun. And I love these images because they're so intuitive. You can really, even if you don't want to read anything about them, the images tell a beautiful story. Most of them, you know, just are really evocative. So I highly recommend these decks. I think they're really great. So Seasons of the Witch, this is the Lammas Oracle for Autumn Equinox. My Carol Helzer favorite this month was actually the Inner Truth, and I was mixing it a lot with the Witch Sister Tarot and with the European Goddess Oracle, and also with the Seasons of the Witch. And if you haven't subscribed yet to me on Instagram, I post a lot of different tarot and oracle combinations there. And this is the, you know, the glitter deck. So I don't know how much this is like glitter on speed with Inner Truth. There is so much glitter here. So this deck is amazing. I love it. This is called Inner Truth, and it's really, really amazing. How cool is this Eight of Wands? A little drama has happened. A little bit of my nail chipped off. That doesn't, like, it never really happens. So I'm going to get my nails fixed next week. I hope I'm going to surprise you with some new, you know, exciting motifs. You know that I discovered nails very late. I'm 49, and I think I've done nails first time last year, so at 48. And I only had them, you know, for a couple of months, and then I didn't stop. But yeah, I'm loving my nails. The girl who does my nails, Natalia, she's a really amazing artist, and she can do like fucking anything. All right, what else? Couple more decks. I loved Marseille Tarot, even Conver and Alejandro Jodorowsky's version of Tarot, the Marseille Conver version. I loved it. And the Rider Marseille Tarot deck, very cool. I have actually run another webinar. So I ran the workshop Who Are You in Tarot at the beginning of the month during the festival, live with people. It was so good that I got hungry for company. And you know, a lot of you have gotten readings from me. We kind of like know each other through this virtual reality. So I thought, oh, it would be so cool to have a webinar that's interactive. So a little bit like a workshop where we have like, you know, a group of people that we can share what we know about cards. And I invented something that I called sign paths. And we were actually talking a lot about our tarot archetypes, a little bit like Who Are You in Tarot, but also we looked at our shadow sides through tarot and astrology lens. We played with oppositions. It was so much fun. The group was amazing. And I just loved when people share, and this group was excited, and, you know, we got really inspired. So thank you to everybody who was, you know, if anybody from the webinar watches this, like, thanks so much, because all my need for community, for hanging out together, exchanging knowledge, you know, sharing ideas got fulfilled. And I used this deck during the webinar as well. And I know that a couple of people asked about it because it's such a cool deck. And the minors are like a mix of Rider-Waite-Smith and Marseille decks. and the majors are just Rider-Waite-Smith. But like, how cool. So it's Two of Swords, as you can see, and it's like a reminder between Rider-Waite-Smith and Marseille deck. So this is by Alejandro Rozan, and it's published by Artisan Tarot, and I'm loving this deck. It's very, very cool. So this is this, and I also have done a couple of those plant ally readings, and I love doing them, especially the one when I can prepare also the flower essence for you, because this is such a cool idea when you can internalize your reading. So if you get a message from the plant, I loved using this simple cards by Kathy Nichols, Flower Medicine Oracle deck. They just beautiful flower images, and they soft. So you know, I mixed quite a few plant decks during this reading, and this one recently just really sparked my interest because I wanted something simple and yet beautiful, and they gorgeous altar cards because they beak and gilded. They're just gorgeous. So this Flower Medicine Oracle decks and Wild Alchemy Lab. This is such a great deck. This was recommended to me by Lena from Fire of Transformation, and she always sends me recommendations for like really cool plant decks because she loves them too. And this is a mass-produced deck. Wild Alchemy Lab comes with a booklet. It has like a mix of astrology as well and plants. And then in the back you have different spagyrics, magical use, flower essences, different recipes of how you can use these plants in magical workings. It's very, very cool. So I have done a walk on the 15th of August where I blessed everything that grows around me that I could find on these cards as well. I recorded a little reel for this. It's a devotional day in Poland. We celebrate Assumption of Mother Mary, but traditionally in folk tradition, which sipped into the church, and it's still kind of a stronghold in the church. On the 15th, we call it Mother Mary of Herbs, and women and men, you know, people just gather a little wreaths and make little bouquets and go to church to be blessed. And this bouquet is said to protect you from evil, from thunder, from, you know, forces of nature. And usually we hang them either in windows or, you know, my hangs outside on the terrace. And this deck is like really cool because all the plants, or most of them, grow around me. So this is a really cool European-based oracle deck. So if you're from Europe, this is a really cool one. So yeah, that was most of my decks, and I often used the Holistic Astrology cards by Carnizor as well, and this specifically in conjunction with astrology. I want to, you know, talk about astrology more on this channel. I just recorded a video about lunations in September. I want to have this monthly kind of just little informative videos about people who are, about lunations, about astrological happenings for the next month. For anybody who likes astrology or is interested just and follows the moon cycles and some like big, transits that happen in astrology, you're more than welcome to watch it. And today we have also Venus squares Mars, and during this month of August, we started on August 19, Jupiter started squaring Saturn as well, and Jupiter is in Gemini and Saturn is in Pisces, and that square happened on 17 degrees in traditional Western astrology. So Pisces and Gemini, we have this curiosity. It's the mutable air sign, and Pisces is the mutable water sign, and we can see that there is this masculine and feminine that Gemini is trying to first of all maybe distinguish, but then also unite. Yes, and in Pisces there's two fish. They are pulled together by a knot. And we say about Pisces that one fish wants to dissolve ego, connect with the cosmic consciousness, whereas the other fish wants to experience the physical embodiment. And there is this kind of split with Pisces where part of you like really wants to go off with the fairies, and part of you has to be rooted and care about your daily kind of needs. So this energies between Mercury and Neptune, that's where the square happens. Squares as an aspect, we call them dynamic aspects in astrology. They're not the easiest because there's a friction. But I think with friction, with conflict, we have to start using this energy to empower us, because usually when there is friction, it forces you to do something, to deal. When there's like easy flow, sometimes we like miss the opportunity, or we kind of don't even notice that things are like opening up for us. When there's friction, when you're uncomfortable, like you want to create change for yourself, So this square between Jupiter that wants us to grow, to expand, to dream big, to have no limits. And then it meets Saturn, the father of time, that says take it slowly, plan it. What are your limits? How much commitment are you going to put in there? How much work are you going to do? Where is your commitment? And then Jupiter is like, fuck commitment, I'm lucky it's going to happen. So you have these two voices, and they create a bit of friction, and we will feel it internally. And Jupiter and Saturn started a huge air cycle in 2020, and now we're having that first square. It starts with conjunction, and then we have the first square, and this square happened on August 19th in Gemini and in Pisces, and on December 24th there will be another one in Pisces and Gemini. And then we will move to another square in 2025, but then Saturn will be moved into Aries and Jupiter into Cancer. So it'll be squaring, but in another type of energy and another frequency. Right now we swinging between thinking, intellect, curiosity, and imagination, intuition, spirit. So there is this kind of friction between, logic and intuition, and how can we use both to create something wonderful. In real sky astrology, these planets are actually in the stars of Taurus and Aquarius. Saturn is in Aquarius, Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus is about originality. In Taurus, it's like uprooting the earth. Taurus is fixed, right? It's a bull. It doesn't really like change. Uranus is Uranus and Aquarius is futuristic, it's a visionary, and they both fixed energies. So here we have this kind of original thinking and looking for new solutions to old problems, and maybe shifts in systems, shifts in safety and security, which Taurus provides, shifts in money, maybe crypto money, and so on. So there is this Jupiter that wants to move forward and grow. It's in Taurus and wants to be big, and there's Saturn in Aquarius that might be putting new systems, a new world in place. So let's see how that goes. Tropical and real sky. I, as you know, keep observing and checking. I love how many people are opening their eyes to true sidereal astrology, to actually looking out into the sky. It's amazing how our consciousness expands. There's galactic astrology, there's fixed stars, there's stellar nations, and there's this amazing amount of people now that are realizing that, only tropical system is based on seasons on Earth, whereas we're really not reflecting the real sky anymore. Both systems work, but it's really advisable for any astrologer to know what's happening in the real sky, because that's what we should be doing, like visual sky, watching the sky, knowing how that reflects the tropical astrology if we're using it as a system, which I love. but knowing what's happening in the sky. And I'm still observing for 2 years now. I'm checking all the transits, is it working better in this way or in this system or in this system? And I really keep finding that they both work really well. And it's like with different ways, different pathways, they come to the same conclusion, but through different wires. I thought about this consciousness expansion and how many people, let's say, are interested in astrology and discovering that real sky astrology. And I thought, well, Saturn is in real sky in Aquarius. That's very much, systems that Aquarius rules astrology, so the systems of astrology that can be accessed through, it took time for people to open up to this. And then Uranus is in Taurus, so also revolutionizing the traditional take on things. But then in tropical, Pluto moved into Aquarius rules astrology and transforms these astrological systems, whereas Saturn is in Pisces, so it's also dissolving the old traditional systems and opening us up to more intuitive ways of seeing things. So both systems, different ways. It's like different medicines. Chinese medicine will heal you through this, Western medicine will heal you through this, Ayurveda will heal you through another system, way. And it's fascinating. I love it. It's just, I'm blown away how many people now I'm seeing interested in it. So if you also want to find out more about your either tropical or true sidereal astrology, I'm doing those readings, right? Like astrology readings, full deep dive astrology session from more earth perspective on your patterns, your habits, blockages, gifts, talents, your life purpose reading. This is a tropical astrology. But if you want to find out about your star connection and what constellations were actually activated during your birth, this is, I call it evolutionary astrology reading, and I call it spiral astrology because, it comes in spirals. That time is not linear in this sense. So yeah, please check it out on my website. What else do I want to say? I also fascinated with the Sabian symbol. That's the last thing that I wanted to say about August, because it's so great. When I started doing the astrology videos for the month ahead, I started adding also the Sabian symbols to them. And sometimes they repeat, now Pluto goes back to 29 degrees Capricorn, activates that last degree of Capricorn. And the Sabian symbol is something about, like, I'm paraphrasing, men who have executive power meeting together and discussing the affairs of the world. So, when Pluto is activating Plutonian power, the transformative power, there is big decisions being taken right now. We might not quite realize yet what they are, but there's big forces at play at this moment. And 2025 will probably see maybe the consequences of those decisions being made right now. And astrology is quite potent, and August was quite potent and intense, and September seems to be quite intense as well. It's interesting. It's just worth observing and seeing the patterns, because these are big patterns. We seriously, since 2020, our consciousness and what we understand, how quickly the things are changing, the old systems are crashing, but I don't know if we have enough of the new systems to put in place. So it's really important for us to not only complain, but start visualizing how we would what would we change what for, if we don't like the old ones and how they work, what would we exchange them with? And so start kind of seeing this and manifesting this new vision, very Aquarian, and think about this. So that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope you will join one of my webinars, the interactive webinars. I make them really affordable for people. I'd love to meet more of you. If you haven't had a reading with me yet, please just get one. There is all these various price levels, and I highly recommend astrology readings. If you've never had an astrology reading in your life yet, please get one. Save, get one. You will not regret it. And I can say it with like 100% honesty. Astrology readings, really a golden like pot of wisdom, you know, that you can come back to over and over again in a year time, in 2 years time, and so on. You'll be hearing different things. All right. Thank you for watching. I speak to you soon.